Alright, welcome back, creator. In the middle of our last video, our battery ended up dying. We had just barely gone over the table of correspondences, and we were about to go over a diagram in figure 1.12 about a male and a female. In the process, we were talking about induction with energy, and how somebody may be what is this word I'm looking for? Working from their lower chakras. Okay, well, somebody may be working from their higher chakras. Okay, and when these two meet, they somehow meet in the middle. Their energies induce and meld with each other, and they will meet with each other in the middle. It's if they don't themselves, decide to not make it that way. That choices that we have as people. Because you could, in turn, feel that coming from somebody, and you have the choice of staying with that person and melding with that energy, or just leaving and not doing that. Before I get started with this video, right now it is 11:03 and it's Tuesday the 13th still. I just got done listening to a motivational video about Arnold Schwarzenegger. This guy is just absolutely amazing. Like, his story, the story behind all of his success, and just him as a person. And he was talking about when he was younger, he grew up in poverty because it was right after World War II, and where he grew up at, or where he came from. I believe he's Austrian, I believe it was. And it was a very poor country at that time, especially after World War II. He said he didn't have a whole lot of things, and when he was younger, like most kids, we all had a lot of problems. Our own personal problems that we just go through while we grow as a consciousness. And that's one thing that I put a lot of thought into, when it just comes to people in general, and how, we read all the books that we read, and they talk about thoughts and thinking, but whether we consciously or unconsciously choose to use these thoughts, because regardless if we consciously or unconsciously use them, they're going to be creating our life regardless. And Arnold was talking about, visualizing and holding on to that vision, and seeing yourself as that. Everything that we're learning through all of these books. And he was talking about goal setting, and you have to have a goal, because we're all captains of our own personal ship, that we're controlling this temple, this ship of ours. And with our thoughts, we're directing this ship in where it wants to go. And with our thoughts, we're creating energy patterns within this ship on where it's going to go. And he was talking about this goal that you need to have. You need to know where you are going, and you need to know what it is that you want. Your goals why are you doing whatever it is that you're doing. You have to work with a purpose. You have to work with purpose. And basically everything that I've been, not just learning, but also trying to explain in these videos, and just right now it was kind of making me think the mindset that I had when I started making these videos as compared to the mindset that I have now. Yeah, I may have learned a lot more, but I'm still doing it for the same reasons, but it doesn't really, I don't, what is this word I am looking for? It's not, like, when I make these videos, it's becoming more of a learning thing, because I am learning it too. We're going through all of this and learning it, but my initial purpose with making these videos was to inspire people. Let's grow physically, let's grow mentally, let's grow as a mind and a body, let's just grow as a being, in every direction possible, because that's what life is. Life is growth. You're supposed to grow throughout your life. Every day you're supposed to learn something new. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to be better than the person you were yesterday. Because there is no standing still in a world where all is in motion. There is no standing still in a world where nothing stands still. So you have to continuously keep moving towards the directions of whatever it is that you want to go, your dreams, your desires, your goals, your visions that you have of yourself. And he was talking about these visions in his first competition that he went in, because he was at his base. I don't know if it was army or military, but he was at his base, and there was a competition that was going on, and he couldn't leave. Like, he couldn't just leave his base to go to this competition. But he was, visualizing it still and just continuously thinking about it. He just had that urge. He had that desire. He's like, you know what? I don't care about this situation or circumstance that I'm in. I'm going to go there and I'm going to do that competition. So boom, this guy ends up leaving his base, sneaking out, catching a train, making it to his competition, his very first competition, and then boom, he ends up winning it. And he talks about after that, that's when it really felt that what he was imagining, what he was visualizing, what he was working towards was an actual reality. And that brings me back to the point of me. I've been doing this for the last year, reading these books and trying to connect with you guys and finding my crowd and following my dreams and what I want to do with my life. After a full year, I just recently had somebody request me to read a book, and that affirmed it to me that, hey, like, this is actually happening. We're moving in the direction which we want it to go. Because remember, you have the power to change the world if you wanted to. It's just really figuring out exactly how you are going to do that. Where is it that how do you want to change the world? How do you want to help with the world? Because every single person on this planet is changing this world every second of the day by the thoughts that they're thinking, by the feelings that they're harboring, by the actions that they are taking. Just some people aren't exactly aware of this creative faculty within themselves. So they're I don't want to use the word working for, because I personally do not like that word, but they're gonna be how can I say this? How can I say this to bring out exactly what I'm trying to say without making it sound like the person who works for somebody is lower than they are? Because I'm personally working for people. I work for somebody. I've started a few businesses and myself. It's not easy. Running your own business isn't easy, but just the fact that you don't have your own business, it doesn't mean you're any lower than the person who actually does. We all have our own aspects and goals and dreams and inspirations that we want to do in our life. And I'm personally not motivated by money. I don't do things for money. If I did, I wouldn't even be sitting here making this video. This is something I do on my free time because it's something that I love to do, and it's something that I want to do, and I aspire to do because of my purpose behind doing this. I want to do this for you guys. I'm connecting with you guys. My goals were to inspire you guys, to help you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You creator, this intelligence which is watching this video right now. You would be amazed just how many things you can accomplish with all of your forces. So let's just go ahead and continue with this book. We're continuing off from where we left off, and ending with this this figure, like we were saying before. And what it says, he says, while he may be acting from a lower chakra, physical, sexual level, bringing her attention to this area, she may in turn stimulate his heart chakra by emanating at this level. Okay, remember that induction that we were talking about. And one thing I want to say is that, this is just a general image. Things aren't exactly like that. Sometimes it's the female that's working from her lower chakras, and then the male working from his higher chakras. Sometimes it is like that. That's normal. Remember that yin and yang, that the feminine, masculine energy that each and every single person has. If we didn't have this, then we wouldn't be balanced, and we wouldn't even be beings in general, because everything is worked and balanced in equilibrium. So, finishing off with our introductory conclusions, we just have a couple more pages, and then moving on to our exploring our journey through each and every single chakra. So, introductory conclusions. It is at this point that some of the basic theories and I just had my grilled chicken with lots of spinach and egg whites. I didn't add rice into my food today. And also a cup of orange juice for my vitamin C. So it is at this point that some of the basic theories and biases of this book need to be presented. There is much that corresponds to standard systems, if one can find enough agreement to even say what those are. Yet many things differ. The theories in the following pages are the result of making connections between the beliefs of the past, present, and projected future of researched information on the chakra system, as well as numerous other relevant metaphysical and psychological systems. So this book, was created not only to help bring back, the history of the chakras, the where these chakras came from, but also for future references or in future details when we do go over this stuff, that it's put in a way where it's understandable. This is meant to be presented as theory, not dogma, the presentations of an idea, not a religion. Hopefully it is something valuable to the expansion of one's consciousness, regardless of religious or philosophical orientation. And the theses are as follows. 1. There are 7 major and several minor chakras in the subtle body, which act as gateways to dimensions spanning from matter to consciousness. And one thing too, she's saying that the chakra systems are an idea, but these chakra systems, science, remember what we learned, the sympathetic nervous system in the solar plexus, 7 major nerve ganglia along the nervous system. And there are 7 major and several minor chakras in the subtle body, your electromagnetic body, your mind body. In the human being, K2, in the human being, these 7 planes correspond to archetypal levels of consciousness, as well as various physical attributes, such as Chakra 1, Muladhara, which is responsible for survival and grounding us to the physical earth, all the way up to Sahasrara, where ideas and thoughts and insights come into play. These two different, these currents of energy, these currents of consciousness within each and every single one of us. 3. The chakras are created by the interpenetration of 2 major vertical currents, one being the manifestation current and one being the liberating current. 4. The lower chakras are of equal value and importance to the upper chakras for human beings at our present level of development. 5. The chakras also correspond to colors, sounds, deities, dimensions, and other subtle phenomena, which is very interesting because even color, remember how we've learned that color also has an effect on the psyche. There was an experiment they had with rats, a rat that was in an environment of nothing but red, and then another rat that was in an environment that had nothing but blue. The rat that was in the red environment started to become more and more aggressive over time, while the rat that was in the blue environment started to become more sad, mellow, and more just, my life is so gloomy right now type of attitude. These things have an effect upon our psyche, our consciousness. And remember, red being that long wavelength, also tuning into that deep, deep sound, because chakras also correspond to colors, sounds, deities, dimensions, and other subtle phenomena. And then lastly, the system has immense value for personal growth and using diagnosis and healing. These 7 levels are proportional to the possible number of planes in a similar ratio to the 7 colors of the rainbow and the spectrum of electromagnetic waves. The 7 basic chakras are merely the vibrations that we can perceive with our present, quote, equipment, end quote, just as the colors of the rainbow are all that we can perceive with the naked eye. The chakras are in constant interplay and can only be separated intellectually. The chakras can be opened through various physical exercises, tasks, meditations, healing methods, life experiences, and general understandings, leading to more profound states of consciousness. Very, very cool. Now for our preliminary exercise. Okay, this exercise seems to be something that we need to do before we actually get started on what this book has for us. So it starts with alignment. Okay, in order for the chakras to work smoothly, they need to be aligned with each other. The most direct alignment is with the spine relatively straight. A spine too straight is rigid and tense, blocking the opening of the chakras. Okay, so not being too straight, too stiff. Okay, because if we're too stiff, then we're not going to be able to just bend over in a natural way that we're supposed to. Okay, remember the spine was created to bend. Okay, but if it's straight and stiff, then these chakras, this energy, is not going to be able to move through the spinal area. Okay, because that creates a rigid and tense, blocking the opening of the chakras. So standing with feet shoulder width apart. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So standing feet shoulder width apart. It says stretch your hands up high over your head, reaching with your whole body. So kind of like with yoga. Okay, when we do yoga, we're supposed to stand feet shoulder width apart, and when we breathe in, we go breathing in through your nose, bringing your hands all the way up over your head, and then exhaling, bringing your hands all the way down, meeting back over at the side. Okay, and she says stretch your hands high over your head, reaching with your whole body, stretching out each one of your chakras. So really stretching and reaching for that ceiling, stretching out that spinal area. Feel how this elongated position encourages the chakras to align. And then it says, while you return to a normal standing position, try to maintain the sense of height, aligning your body so that the central core of each major section, the pelvis, the solar plexus, the chest, the throat, and then the head, okay, feels in direct alignment with the central axis of your body. Allow your feet to connect solidly below you and feel the central core being the Sushumna. Remember, Sushumna is that highway that's supposed to pass within each and every single one of our chakras. That connects all of the chakras. That's so awesome. And it's so funny because my how she's saying, allow your feet to connect solidly below you and feel the central core, Sushumna, that connects all the chakras. And one thing I want to add to that, me and my buddy Omar, my neighbor, we were up in Harupa Hills. It's the mountain just right down our street. It's our mountain. You know, it's a mountain that we go through, our go-to, that we've been going to for the last many years. But we were up there, and the other day, me, Omar, and Joe were up in a mountain in Moreno Valley, and by Lake Paris. And Omar ended up hurting his heel. He landed on it really hard, and all of the force was put on his heel, and it left him pretty bruised. And we were talking about when we were up in the mountains, you're just like, just pull the energy coming from the earth and heal your foot, you know. And then we were talking about that metaphysical healing for a while too, because we believe that, you know, we legitimately believe that we have the power to heal ourselves. You know, remember, we've already talked about how that power comes to pass, because all form is simply the manifestation of a vibration. Okay, vibration being the spiritual energy behind that thing, the real thing behind that thing. Okay, when us ourselves, you know, our mind, body, our subtle electromagnetic body is a system of vibration, and our physical body is simply a manifestation of our subtle body. Okay, and when we have when we're vibrating at a higher, you know, subtle frequency, when we're positive and happy and healthy and thinking higher thoughts, okay, your body is going to respond to those vibrations. Because remember what we talked about, thoughts of fear, worry, and anxiety creates discord within the body, and it breaks down your own tissues. but thoughts of health, courage, and vitality literally reconstruct and recreate the body to be stronger than it was before. Very cool, very interesting too. And she says, practice the same alignments from a seated position, either in a chair or cross-legged on the floor. I personally love to be cross-legged on the floor. Try slouching and returning to an erect spine, feeling the difference in your body's energy and your mind's clarity. Like, for example, if you come down here and you really feel that stretch in your lower spine, okay, and if your spine is like really stiff, it could kind of sort of feel that pull and that stretch in your muscles, okay? And if you're not really used to doing this, it could create a lot of tension, and that tension will be put upon that mind, and you'll be feeling that tension, and you'll just be thinking like, this hurts, you know? It's very cool, very interesting. So, establishing the currents, the manifesting current. Stand or sit comfortably, spine straight, feet planted firmly on the floor, shoes off. Tune into the vertical axis of your body, okay, vertical being straight up and down. Allow yourself to find a comfortable position of balance where this vertical axis is calm, centered, and effortless to maintain. Breathe slowly and deeply. So, feet shoulder width apart if you're sitting down, feet directly to that floor. Straighten out that spine. Okay, we don't want to be too straight, but we don't want to be slouching either. Okay, and then from here, we're going to be starting from this point of peace and calm. And then it says, mentally reach out through the top of your head and allow yourself to experience the infinite vastness of the sky and space above you. So taking your awareness outside of your body and moving it to the grand scheme of things. You know, this is meditation. This is meditation. Coming to a state of stillness within yourself. Because meditation, sometimes it gets to the point where you're not even aware of your body. You're not aware of any of these things. You just simply, you move into a state of just being. And that's the beauty of it. That's the bliss of meditation. You could literally just forget about everything for the time being, you know, and bring yourself to that state of stillness. Breathe into this vastness and imagine yourself drinking it in through the top of your head, pulling it downward into your head, letting it cascade over your face, your ears, and back of your head, and down across your shoulders and arms. Allow your head to fill again with this cosmic energy, this time letting it tumble into your neck, down into your chest, feeling it as you breathe in and out, in and out. So, breathing in, breathing out. Really feel the air coming into your lungs. Really feel your unity with the air, the quality of whatever it is around you. Because know that you are one with the air around you. Because if this air wasn't there for you to breathe, then you wouldn't even be in existence at all. As the chest fills, let your belly release, allowing this energy to fill your solar plexus, your abdomen, your genitals, and down into your buttocks, through your legs, into your feet, and out. Let it go deep into the earth. Go back to the top of your head and repeat. And as you begin this process again, you may choose to think of this energy in a more concrete form, as light, a particular color, a form of divinity, a column of bubbles or stream of wind, or just simply movement. Repeat the process until you feel that your image comes easily and flows smoothly from above your crown to the earth below your feet. The liberating current, which is very cool because that manifesting current, remember, it starts from up top and it moves all the way down to that bottom. And what she's saying, when you're focusing on this manifesting current, you want to focus on pulling the energy from your crown chakra and just vitalizing it throughout your entire body. Use your awareness, use your mind, just pull it in, feel it coming within your body, and just vitalize your body with it. Feel the energy coursing through you. That's how you're establishing your manifesting current. Okay, now we're going to talk about the liberating current, starting from that bottom, moving up to the top. So when the above exercise is comfortable, you can begin working with the upward current in a similar manner. Through your feet and legs, imagine energy from the earth, red, brown, or green, solid yet vibrant, coming up through your legs into your first chakra. Kind of like what me and Omar were talking about the other day. Just pull the energy from the earth, and heal your hill. Heal your hill. Heal. Filling up there and flowing into your genitals, abdomen, and solar plexus. Filling again into your heart and chest, neck and shoulders, face and head, and out through the top of your head, releasing any tension it encounters outward and above. Excuse me. Sorry. Work with this current until it too flows smoothly. When these two currents are smooth, try running both of them at once. See them mixing and combining together at each of the chakra levels. If you would like to work with colors, see the meditations at the end of Chapter 7 on Chakra 6. As you go through your day, be aware of these two currents running through you. Make observations as to which one is stronger and at what times of the day or during what activities. Perhaps your body needs to develop one current more than the other in order to balance your energies. Notice where a current may get hung up on a particular block of tension. Play with these two currents and see which one is more effective in pushing through that block. Okay, so manifestation current and the liberating current. Back to Shiva and Shakti. Shiva being the pure unmanifest consciousness, working down from the liberating current. Because remember, Shiva is the divine reaching down to Shakti. Shakti being nature, nature being the embodiment of God, and God itself being simply the spirit substance or mind substance which permeates all things, because we've learned that even everything that's materially made or in matter is made out of this spiritual substance. So the liberating current, you're focusing from the manifesting current, you're focusing from Shiva all the way down to Shakti, because you're manifesting those energies into something tangible, into reality. As to the liberating current works with Shakti. Remember, Shakti was connected with the scorpion, reaching between the chakras, moving up, reaching up this highway, the Sushumna, all the way through each and every single one of these chakras until until Shakti finally, this scorpion finally reaches the highest point, which is Sahasrara, the point in contact which we meet with the divine. It's very, very cool. Very cool. And that is the end of part 1 on exploring the system. Okay, here are our endnotes. We don't need to read any of these. Okay, and now moving into part 2, a journey through the chakras. How exciting. So with all that being said, you guys, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy this information that we were going over. I know if it doesn't really make too much sense, just keep trying. Keep trying to understand things. Because that's the most important thing that we can do. Try to understand what's going on. Once we finally reach this level of understanding, we start to gain more knowledge of what that specific thing is. Okay, and as we gain knowledge, okay, that knowledge will eventually turn into a wisdom of some sort, because the knowledge you gain from your experience, okay, it didn't work out this way, I'm going to try doing it this way instead. Sometimes it might work the second time, but for the most part it doesn't always work the second time. And then boom, again, moving around, trying something else in order to figure out exactly which works the best. Okay, and this whole process is what builds your wisdom, knowing what to do, when to do it, and just being aware of a situation. It's amazing how many things actually could go into play on one specific scenario. With all that being said, you guys, this is the end of this part, and I will see you when I see you.